खंडर के जैसा.
हाँ.
There was nothing. We had a mammoth task. पढ़ाई करने में तो मजा आना चाहिए. There is no motivation. आप जो सब फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री बायोलॉजी पढ़े ना, वो रट के पढ़े. Nobody has bothered to check the syllabus. मेरे बच्चे को कितना पैसा मिले.
Do you have a favorite subject?
Science tells us everything. No. मजा ही नहीं आता है. आपको मालूम है क्या? What you like, you don't like. आपको मालूम ही नहीं. We have biological mathematics. We have mathematical physiology. We have molecular biophysics, computational biology. If you are excellent in BSc, why you should go to MSc? You will directly admit.
Do you believe in God?
You are very closely associated with IISER, and not only IISER, beyond you work closely with the government of India, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So, what prompted you to back IISER Pune's establishment?
Oh, let me go through this. I was 40 years of my life, or 5 years of my life, I have spent in NCL, National Chemical Laboratory, which is one of the most prime chemical lab of the country. There is absolutely no doubt about it. What happened basically was, at the end of the end of right from 55 to 60, that age we were interviewing a lot of MSc students. And the standard was really slow, it was frustrating. Then we started thinking why they didn't get good training. Then we realized that from graduation itself is going on. And myself and Dr. Ganesh, who became the first director of IISER, we were sharing lab, we were sharing room. And then he said, Natu, agar ye aise bolne se kaam nahi chalega. We had to come out something and do it. And at the same time, Professor C.N. Rao, who later became the Bharat Ratna, he floated this idea. Earlier it was floated by Dr. Viday and Govind Swarup in Pune University. But then it caught up the attention when Professor C.N. Rao, who was the great scientist, Bharat Ratna, and who was a scientific advisor to the Prime Minister at that time, he floated the whole idea.
For IISER.
And then there were two components to this. Why IISER? What is so great about it? This is the first thing. There are two components. One is our undergraduate education lacks in two things. One, with a mundane syllabus. Right now, what is their syllabus for 3 years of any university can be clubbed into 2 years. But there is a lot of repetition. Nobody has bothered to check the syllabus. Therefore, there is no livelihood. There is no motivation. And since there was no motivation, they didn't have any interest in learning.
Right.
This is number one.
Okay.
Number two, there was nothing new. That means there was no research component at all. वही mundane 8, 7, 6 सेमेस्टर 6 सेमेस्टर का ले डाउन 6 लास्ट सेमेस्टर में क्या होगा कैसे भाग जाएंगे वो सब था. सो देयर वाज नो इंटरेस्ट. आप जाइए किसी कॉलेज में जाके पूछिए उसको इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं. बीएससी करने में क्या होगा, मोटिवेशन नहीं.
जॉब मिलेगी ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा,
वो भी छोड़ दीजिए. पढ़ाई करने में तो मजा आना चाहिए, तो वो भी नहीं आता. इसलिए वी थॉट वी शुड इंकलकेट द रिसर्च कंपोनेंट in the undergraduate teaching.
Right.
So our motto became that we wanted people to do research while they are getting graduated. Right now the situation in India was, there are institutes like NCL where there is a lot of research.
Right.
But no undergraduates. And there were undergraduate institutes where there is no research. So we thought that we'll combine these two into one and start a completely new concept.
Of an integrated MSc BSc.
Integrated this one. We don't have an integrated approach or interdisciplinary approach in our education.
Yes.
Biologists don't like mathematicians, physicists not like biology. Mathematics and biology, they are at the sore head of each other because from 10th standard onwards there is a fighting going on. So all these things have led to us to a very disastrous situation. For example, we didn't get any Nobel Prize in last since 1930, C.V. Raman's. Why? Because now people are approaching for the integrative approach, interdisciplinary approach. For example, and if you just take 10 years Nobel Prize in this one, you will see most of the chemists have gone to medicine and medicine have come to the chemist. Why? because from day one they start integrating themselves. Okay, so this was the idea that we must have two components. One is the research component at undergraduate level, and secondly, interdisciplinary teaching itself is essential. Okay,
Right.
I can give you a small example of integrative, how a life is difficult without it.
Yeah.
You take an ECG machine, simple ECG machine. Okay, there is electronics because you see several figures, and you must know biology certainly.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you will put the electrodes here. You should know where is the heart, isn't it?
Yeah.
Third thing, chemistry. What chemists have done? The jelly that you put to club the cups, it took 4 years to get that jelly done.
4 years.
So chemists have problem. Now you'll ask me where what is the rule of mathematicians? Mathematicians' rule was greatest. Many of we have underestimated them. You close down your eyes
Yeah.
and just think the very idea that the body parameters can be converted into electrical current. Can you just even imagine this was imagined by a mathematician
Yes.
who developed an algorithm that the body, नहीं तो क्या है, temperature कैसा है, what is your heartbeat, now you can find.
Can't measure it properly.
So that was the conversion.
Right.
So a simple machine like ECG needs integrated application of physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology. So our science cannot survive of their alone. Only physics, only biology was not. So with this idea, it has been decided by the bosses. In the beginning, they said, let us start this experiment with two, Pune and Calcutta.
Pune and Calcutta.
And this was August 1st, 2006.
Yes.
IISER Pune and IISER Calcutta, they have taken order in the month of February.
Oh.
You have to start this institute with all your tantrums and education aims or whatever it is. Then we turn to NCL directors, authorities and say, can you give us a small place? So they gave us a 10,000 square feet
Oh.
जगह दे दिया.
Started very
Which was खंडर के जैसा था.
हाँ.
There was nothing. खंडर, you can't imagine, खंडर के जैसा था. और we are talking of very high things, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
और कैसे करेंगे, खंडर है हमारे पास.
Research कैसे करोगे?
हाँ, क्या करेंगे? But one thing we decided that we'll start on first of all, at any cost. So then we put the forces. There was an NCL task force. NCL authorities are helpless like anything. And on 1st of August 2006, first lecture of IISER Pune, or for that matter, any IISER, was started.
Oh, wow.
You will not believe there was no separate director's office. Director's office, faculty used to sit together.
Right.
Then there were physics, chemistry and biology 3 labs. There was no mathematics, used to sit in some corner. Lecture hall and library hall was the same. There was no conference room, there is nothing else. So everything was come something.
Yeah.
But we were very happy and we managed to get 24 students to start with.
Oh, that's
24 students, 3 faculties and 10,000, and we are talking of world-class university.
I mean, everyone has to start somewhere.
But and believe me, we had to work in the government framework.
Right.
So we started with that.
Right.
Our first semester and everything we put it on. We took the local help, we took the help of others, and ultimately we started.
Somehow you started.
The first question that came was hostels. बच्चों को हॉस्टल में रखना है, कहाँ रखेंगे?
अभी तो काफी रोबस्ट हो गया ना आपका हॉस्टल
अभी तो हमारे पास 2000 कमरे हैं.
वाओ.
700 तो लड़कियों के लिए. So that was not there. Then we requested NCL, तुम्हारा और एक खंडर पड़ा हुआ है, वहाँ जाके रहेंगे. And I see nobody had experience of running this.
Obviously.
So first day जो बच्चे आए थे, कहाँ से आए थे हमको याद भी नहीं, आए थे, उन्होंने पहला क्वेश्चन पूछा, मेरे बच्चे को कितना पैसा मिलेगा?
अच्छा.
Because this all was new.
Right.
So engineering, medical, ये छोड़ के बच्चे आए हैं.
हाँ.
And what answer I had? I said, except uncertainty, I cannot promise you anything.
So, do you remember where they are now? Your first batch of
Oh,
students?
yes. We have quite a brilliant history.
Okay.
There is one student called Ajit whose score was CGPA was 10 out of 10.
Oh, That's
He's a fantastic fellow. He's studying he is now professor in one of the leading American university.
oh wow.
So we had that kind of thing.
Right.
And then slowly it got evolved. कि चलो बच्चों को थोड़ा अभी. Then we thought that let us take some respectable place. Then just about 500 meters away, there was one building called Sai Trinity. So we hired that.
Acha.
We hired about maybe 1 lakh square feet. And we had proper labs, we had proper everything, infrastructure in place. Still the research was not taking place to any extent because you need big things to start with
Right.
for the research.
I mean, I think the machinery right now,
Yeah.
lakhs of rupees it costs.
Lakhs, nahin, crores.
Crores.
In IISER alone now, we have about 300 crores equipment. 300 crores equipment. From laser to mass spectrum to NMR and
Electron microscope.
So everything we have. We had 32 microscopes. It's called imaging center and we have fantastic imaging.
3,000 crores.
300.
300 crores.
So like that we started. Because we were knowing any institution to come up, brick and mortar are not essential.
Yeah.
What is very essential are 3 components. One is the students. How we take the students. So from day one we decided that we'll take the best student. And that time we didn't have any examination per se.
Like IIT right
And
now.
no. Then you will not believe, we took the students from this Homeopathy Center, Olympiad.
Oh, ha.
We took Olympiad students. We gave concession to KVPY students and so on and so forth because we wanted to get good students.
Right.
And if he doesn't pass our criteria, our criteria was he should be in the top 1%. Rather top 1 percentile of the board.
Right.
That are 2 advantages. We get good students and secondly they get 5,000 rupees scholarship. So we first few years we run the institute. We need money.
Yeah.
So students' question is solved. No backdoor, no management, nothing.
Best.
Because for last seat also they go to the court and fight. So we were at that. Then after that, slowly we got established and all other things. Campus was where we are now, right now. When we entered the campus on the day one, what it was like, huge unturned stones, snakes, scorpions, nala, and whatnot. You can't imagine grass all over, dirty place. People have made that as a dumping ground. People use as a toilet for several years. So we had a mammoth task. So director was asking me, "Natu, हम बड़े-बड़े गप लगा रहे हैं, ये होगा क्या अपने से?" I said it will happen. Because we believe one is the student and second is the faculty.
Yes.
That is the crux of the whole problem. We try to get faculty from all the corners. And you will not believe the fellow who will come will have one IIT offer and one IISc offer in his pocket. And we still insist, no, we should have, you come to IISER. Then second approach we took, you will be surprised. If nobody applies to us, we'll go to them.
Oh.
Yeah. We went to Chicago, Boston, Oxford, Cambridge to lure the Indian postdocs. Please come. We try to sell ourselves. And we don't have any regrets for that.
Right.
Because if you want right, you must get that. And our director said, you don't worry, you make them direct offer.
Okay.
ये government के कैसे बिठाना है वो बाद में देखेंगे. Because we are bound by the government rules and regulations.
Right.
So हो गया. I'll talk about Pune because although I am chairman of other IISERs, I am associated with Pune from day one. So now there are about 130 faculty members. Our criteria was very strict. Right now also, I'll be happy to tell you there is a ruling advertisement. All the time, 24 hours, 24 by 7.
Right.
If you feel that you are the person who would like to join, you can put this thing. Every 2 months we take out all applications. Believe me, in chemistry we get 300 to 400 applications.
300 to 400 faculty applications.
Applications per quarter.
Sir, if I may, can I just ask about what your criteria for faculty is?
See, when we had this faculty, we need to have our own criteria.
Yes.
So what we decided that we'll, suppose it is a chemistry faculty. Chemistry fellows will come together and see whether he belongs to an area which is not represented. How is his track record? Where from he is coming? And in that meeting, it will be decided whether he should be called for giving a talk. Only that much.
Did you care about resumes when you were looking at the...
Yeah, that was our first thing, but we selected only very few who can give a talk.
Uh-huh.
Then that, and in that talk, they must talk. See, many postdocs, they would like to just follow what they are doing there. We don't know.
Huh.
And we wanted what you'll do in IISER.
Hmm.
And amongst that, those candidates who are doing better will be called for interview at the end. And most of our faculty members have spent 5 to 6 years abroad after PhD and done the postdoc, then has the independent publications and so on and so on.
Right.
But there was one candidate, we offer him just after his PhD because he has 3 science and nature papers during his PhD.
Oh, wow.
So he must be great.
Yeah.
Why we should have our normal criteria to do that? So we
Right.
took. So second, students excellent, we selected.
Faculty excellent.
Faculty excellent. And then our wholeheartedly efforts were putting up the infrastructure.
Hmm.
We wanted pakka infrastructure.
Obviously.
So we had about 100 acres of land. So when it came to us, 98 acres we got. And then we decided that we'll convert this into a theme campus.
Okay.
And in the beginning, we had taken so much effort for very simple things. For example, our auditorium chairs, we must have selected 30, 40 chairs and then selected. Because main criteria was our passion, that this should be the best. ये अपने इसका जॉब नहीं है.
हाँ.
ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं ना.
ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं, बस बोल दो ये वाला
हाँ,
चाहिए.
ये वाला चाहिए, कोई किसी को बोलो चलो तुम लेके आओ. Anybody who has done all the duties, you will not believe, I was purchase manager for 2 years because there was no purchase officer. So Ganesh बोला रहे ना तो तुम कल से purchase officer बन जाओ. We have become plumber, we have electrician, everything we knew now. And then we shifted to new campus. We started slowly building it. We wanted the topmost architects of this country, like Hafiz Contractor or Balkrishnan Doshi or this thing. But they said, sir, you talk to us only after 6 years. Still 6 years are busy. Then there was one Beninger here, who is also a very top architect. He told me also about 4 to 5 years. Then we said, sir, can you become the chairman of IISER selection committee?
Okay.
So he selected the architect for
Okay.
us. And then there was a theme, completely from one door, one gate to that gate it should be through. Residential complexes must be different. And now we were turning to, we have applied for the green building supplement.
Yes.
With solar lights and everything. Whatever best we can do.
Even the campus right now in IISER, a lot of nature, greenery in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So all these things were a part of this something called green building. TD Allah certifies you to be green building. So we built a green campus, maybe 6-7 years. In the 7 years or 8 years when we started building, we were having, one time there was only one building where we used to hostel, guest house, faculty room, lecture halls, laboratory.
Everything in one building.
Can you imagine? And that was the only lonely building in the campus. I still remember students were afraid. अभी बच्चे छोटे थे. So we faculty used to go and sleep in the for their company.
Why were they exactly afraid?
Because there was nothing. Only one building and बाकी वो stone, snakes वगैरह सब वैसे ही है.
Acha, in the current campus.
Correct. So then slowly we built into the campus. 3 things we decided. So बोलते हैं ना कि अभी now it has come to an age.
Right.
Adolescent stage. So we run 3 different courses, 3 different types of courses. One first is 5 years integrated course.
Yes.
That is after 12th standard you can join. There were in between several criteria which we were taking IITs, KVPY. Then we started running our own. Now we run our own examination.
Completely on our own.
And then they are admitted. Original figure of 23 has now gone to 300.
Yes.
When we select the students and the faculty and everything goes, first 3 semesters are common.
Yes.
Everybody has to study physics, chemistry, math, biology. Now you ask me why. Ask.
Why, sir?
Correct. Because in 12th standard, आप जो सब physics, chemistry, biology पढ़े ना, वो रट के पढ़े.
सच्ची.
You don't know what you really like. Your parents have decided, somebody else has decided what you should like. अभी IIT बंदे उन्हें biology कभी लिया नहीं. So we give that freedom for first 3 or 4 semesters that everybody should learn each subject so
Right.
that they will know what they like. आपको like ही नहीं है अभी. आपने कैसे सिलेक्ट किया है? 2.5 मार्क मिलता है इसलिए 2.5 घंटा पढ़ाई करना. You are studying for marks. So first time you come out and decide what you like.
Right.
And then, how this was useful? IIT students who came didn't have biology. I
Right.
tell you 80% of the selected biology is that mean. Because मजा ही नहीं आता है.
Even
आपको मालूम है क्या what you like, you don't like. आपको मालूम ही नहीं. So first thing we find out what he likes.
Right.
And first 2 year उसको train करते हैं.
One of my friends also, he's in IISER Mohali right now. He thought he wanted to do physics. Afterwards, he switched to biology. He's researching Drosophila gene.
Yeah.
So
that is quite possible.
Right.
So first 2 years, and then next 3 years you have 100 choice of selecting of 155 courses or 145 courses. Everything is on the way. I don't know. You can select anything you like. You like, you study. If you don't like, don't attend. So there are several courses now being taught, about 135.
Mhm.
As I said in the beginning, interdisciplinary is one of the major criteria. कैसा है, आपको फिजिक्स पढ़ाई करना है, उसका मतलब थोड़ा ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री आना चाहिए. उसको लगता है मुझे अच्छा लगता है. I like slightly economics. Isn't it?
Yeah.
I like heritage. So why I should not be allowed to study that? हमारे इधर ऐसा कुछ नहीं. जिसको फिजिक्स लेना है वो 2 कोर्स इधर का ले ले, केमिस्ट्री का 1 ले ले, मैथमेटिक्स का 1 ले ले, जो चाहिए वो. Choice is entirely. It is called student-centric education.
Mhm.
And our experience, if you study what you like, you will do better.
If
So
I
this is the theme with which we pack on this. Yeah.
if I may, it's very similar to American universities, like how they can. elect their
Well,
courses
I
and-
don't know. We don't follow any American model. We have Indian masala treat also. We have Indian flavors treat also.
Right.
And then we have courses which you have never heard of. We have biological mathematics. We have mathematical physiology. We have molecular biophysics, computational biology, and so on and so on. Where 2 or 3 branches of faculty, they come together and teach.
Right.
This is the right approach. As I said, interdisciplinary plays a major role.
Right.
And then there is no fixed courses. That means आपके कैसे कहते हैं सिविल इंजीनियरिंग को इतना है,
हाँ.
मैकेनिक हमारा ऐसा कुछ है नहीं. For certain courses you will have 200 students, certain courses you will have 10 students. Why not? There is no limitation because it's a student candidate. Suppose if you are there
Yes.
and you want to study something, but that course we don't have, still you can do that course.
Huh?
It's called self-study course.
Self-study.
You study,
Okay.
we'll talk to you, discuss once in a week or whatever it is.
Okay.
You study, we'll give you one more credit.
That allows so much freedom.
हाँ,
Oh,
self-study है. क्यों नहीं?
क्यों
Why
नहीं?
not?
Right. I mean, I found some students study better on their own than by
Yeah.
lectures and all. So, makes sense.
So there are number of new things are coming up.
Yes.
So I thought this is one of the ideal things.
Right.
Indirectly, students are involved in deciding the syllabus also.
Yes.
जो आपका ही कोर्स है, आपका बच्चा है, जैसा आपको कर चाहिए वो करो.
So, can you walk me through how students make their own course? Because it's.
Why not? I'll give you an example.
Yes.
Suppose somebody wants to try nanotechnology in medicine.
Okay.
That means he knows the basic nanotechnology. You don't have to teach him. And then he gets involved. अभी और एक भी उसको criteria. Suppose some institute in Mumbai or IIT Bombay runs this course. He can go and study there for 15 days, 20 days. उसको क्या है?
हाँ.
Yes, sir. If you have wish, if you have will, we have the solution.
Oh, wow.
This is the criteria on which it works. Then we allow the students, of course, let me come to the 5 years.
Yes.
So 3 years you can choose any course you like. There are mentors who tell you, oh, if you want to take the 7th semester, you take this in 5th semester. Because there is some guidance in the guidelines. And you can choose any course. We don't have computer science as course.
Mm-hmm.
But every course has computer content.
Yes.
Now recently we have started in data science. AI. We have a separate MSc course for data science now.
Okay.
Yeah, AI and all the things. And of late, we are the first to offer master course in
In quantum computing.
computing. Quantum computing hub. We have a Section 8 company inside IISER,
Oh.
which develops quantum.
IBM, right?
No. It is
Not
called
IBM.
quantum hub.
Quantum hub. Okay.
So that kind of new things also we adopt.
Right.
We have one of the best computers in the country.
Yes.
It's called Param Brahma, 1 point in language, 1.8 petaflops or something like that. I don't know how they measure. So that we have. And fifth year is compulsory research project. Anything you have to do a research project for fifth. Okay?
Yeah.
Fifth year. This you can do local. This you can do
After going outside.
after going. You can do it in Hyderabad. You
Do it
can
in
do it in Germany. You can go to US. We don't have any. You have to write project. We'll facilitate.
Okay.
Our job is to facilitate, and we are not spoon feeding you. And then, after doing all these things, you complete 18 months research program within 5 years.
It's a long journey, but I think it's very fruitful.
Yeah. So at the end, what the student have? 4 things. Number 1, his analytical capabilities are fantastic. Because in IISER, everybody has to take decision at each and every stage. Spoon feeding 0 है.
हाँ.
तो करना पड़ेगा.
करना पड़ेगा.
So analytical matter. If you have some good ideas, you can start working on that from day 1. Take help. And if you are doing so much good, you don't go through the regular practicals. Ultimately, practicals is nothing. It's a training.
Yeah.
So if I get this training by this one,
हाँ.
I'm ready to. I don't have
Ready
any
to
problem.
work anywhere.
Yeah. So that is how. Then research methodology. You have spent 18 months in research.
Right.
Presentation skills. Several things are inculcated now into when the students come. I tell the students, we will not prepare you for any jobs. We will prepare you to take any check. We'll develop the capabilities to take challenges anywhere.
Right.
Within research, job, anywhere.
Right.
Now we recently added, while you have to be job seeker, you can be a job giver. We have a separate Section 8 company in IISER with an incubation center, startups. Now we make them available some small money also. So
Yeah.
we do this. So we don't want the student to grow as a bookworm.
Right. You want them to grow in general.
In general,
Yeah.
we would like to develop capabilities, and we are developing.
I think students beyond this, they also learn a lot of life skills because hostel stay is mandatory in IISER.
Yeah, it is mandatory.
Yes.
अभी मेरे को कोई नहीं पूछता है
हाँ.
कि मैं बच्चों को तनख्वाह कितना है.
Right.
Because 50% of the students they go for research.
Right.
Then many students go for jobs.
Uh-huh.
Many students are seeking jobs. Now, since we are making capabilities, we have number 1 regular courses. Then they can join the UPSC, APSC. I want them to join them law because of patent attorney business.
Right.
We want them to be content writer. And as I told you 3 years back, IIM CAT examination, first boy was from IISER Pune. So we want them to grow in all directions themselves.
Themselves. Wherever they want to go.
Will we declare our, what you say, packages? No, because we are not meant for that.
Right.
We don't want ये 12 लाख रुपए देने वाली इंस्टीट्यूट है यहाँ आ जाओ. नहीं, हमको वो चाहिए.
नहीं चाहिए.
So like that, we do it. We have PhD program also. Only one small island. If you are excellent in BSc, why you should go to MSc? We'll directly admit you to PhD.
Oh wow.
It's called integrated PhD. So like that, we have several courses. So we talked about beginning. We talked about how you spent 5 years in IISER, and then after IISER what? अभी मेरे को कोई question पूछता नहीं है मेरे बच्चे को कितना पैसा मिलेगा. I have one answer, that she or he will not come back to you asking what she or he should do in life. Those capabilities will be 100%.
Right. I think now IISER also has a reputation for people who really want to go into research.
Yeah.
So
Not only in research, also in research.
also in research. Right. And mainly because of how much freedom you allow the students.
It's a dynamic thing.
It's a very dynamic thing. Right now we have a very set course.
2006, the gravitational lines came into the existence with the boson particle introduction. Within a month, we are the first to include in our syllabus.
Ever evolving.
We don't have regular examinations. We know we have different methods to evaluate the students, to know what the students know.
Right.
Current examination would like to know what the student doesn't know.
हाँ.
और 35 मार्क मिल गया पास हो गए चलो. So there are several. This is we can talk sometimes. Yeah,
So
fine.
Ali will be taking our rapid fire.
Yes,
Right.
yes, yes. A specialist take.
Specialist sir.
When I'm coming from home to college on the bike, I'm listening to a podcast. And my favorite genre in podcasts is true crime. मुझे बहुत मजा आता है.
कौन सा?
True crime.
True crime.
तो एक है called the Desi Crime Podcast. And they narrate stories related to the Indian subcontinent. यहाँ पे जो crime हुआ है.
हाँ.
And it interests me a lot. What is your favorite genre of podcast?
I had three podcasts. One, as you said, there is some crime up tak ऐसा कुछ एक है. There they narrate the stories on spies and then on the wars and how the hijacking and all the things. And somehow in the morning, one podcast is that. Second podcast I like to see is our Shark.
What is that about?
There is Sony पे program आता है ना Shark Tank.
Oh,
I enjoy really that.
मुझे भी सर शार्क टैंक में बहुत मजा आता है.
I really enjoy that. And thirdly, generally I go in for some philosophical things, you know.
Sir,
We
we
just-
are matching on a next level. मेरा पता है एक favorite podcast है called Drunken Philosophy. Fan only, मैं fan हो गया आपका.
अरे
What would your biography be titled?
my biography from scratch to the institute. That is because in my lifetime also I started from scratch. When I came to Pune, I had 30 rupees in my pocket and I studied in a place called Adaptiv, that is the orphanage, and I came to this stage. So institute building is what was ultimate aim that I got.
Monomer or polymer?
Because I believe in cooperative society.
One scientific myth you despise.
Science tells us everything.
Wow.
Science never tells us everything. It cannot. Can I give you one example?
Tell me.
My body, there are 3,000 reactions are going on in my body right now. Can you carry out 2 reactions in one test tube? No. My body produces 23 kilos of ATP every day. I don't get fat by that. Why? Because at a time only 50 milligrams is present in our body. Can you imagine? You can't. So that science tells us everything. No. Many scientists carry that board. I don't.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Please.
Do you believe in God?
Yes, I do believe in God, but I don't believe in so-called karma kand. You understand karma kand? No, I don't believe in rituals.
Okay.
I believe that there is something which controls, as I said now, science cannot tell everything. Then who will tell? There is some unknown power, you call it God, you call it mind, you call it anything that you would like to call. I believe in that power, 100%, there is no doubt. But in layman's language, 90%, 99% people call it God, so I said God.
What is your favorite type of biomolecule?
DNA.
Mine also.
Good.
Sir, repurposing old drugs or redesigning new drugs?
Repurposing the whole old drugs is not a royal pathway. Shortcut लेने के. But rediscovering new drugs is always, that is a royal way to go. Repurposing छोटा है, वो गरीब लोगों का काम है.
All the drug designers that are listening. Is animal testing necessary or outdated?
No, it is mandatory. That is mainly because although it looks very cruel that 30,000 animals are killed for one drug molecule and all of that, but still you can't help it. नहीं तो आदमी को इंजेक्शन लगाना पड़ेगा, वो मर गए तो हमारा छुट्टी हो जाएगा. So that is, whether you like it or not, but that is absolutely necessary.
The most beautiful polymer that you have worked with?
Again DNA.
Okay.
DNA is a
Yeah,
polymer.
beautiful. Agreed. Tea or coffee?
Tea.
और कैफे की टी या टपरी की चाय?
टपरी की.
टपरी की चाय. Do you have a favorite टपरी?
Yes, I do have.
Recommend, suggest.
सजेस्ट कर दूं, ये बैंक ऑफ महाराष्ट्र है इधर पोर्ट रोड का ब्रांच, उसके सामने वाले इधर एक टपरी खड़ी है. They give the best.
You spoke a lot about how there must be an integrated approach. What are 3 things that MIT WPU and specifically our department could learn from the approaches that are used at IISER?
See, there are certain approaches which is difficult to inculcate. For example, do away with the examination. It's very difficult to do it. But what you can still do is take one course where all these people will get integrated, whether it's a microbiology, whether it's a molecular biology. And secondly, you must be able to distinguish that is science and tool. PCR is not a science. CRISPR-9 is not a solve. These are the techniques. In the beginning, we feel that this is science. So they should not feel a prominent part. They should be treated as techniques only and built on that. Number 3 and the most important, we are not getting the basic fundamental knowledge of biomolecules. That is my real worry, I tell you. Whether it is a protein, we study some 2-3 lectures or primary, secondary. No, proteins has much more relevance in that. Proteins, DNA, are of course DNA, RNA and all other things. Third thing is fats and lipids. So these are the things that is mandatory to learn basic principles and their correlation. And that is missing somewhere, I feel. I don't know. I'm not supposed to comment on MIT this thing, but if it is there, it is there. है आपके तो है, मुझे क्या मालूम नहीं. If it is not there, it will come. What is that?
MIT is here to learn. So yeah, let's wrap up. That was our segment, and yeah.
I was scrolling through LinkedIn and then I saw that IISER Pune has put out applications for students in tier 2 and tier 3 colleges, and they were training them fully funded for a week.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know your perspective on it.
Oh, right. I'm very happy to tell you I was the first man to start this alumnus single alum. Because you asked the right questions. We are in paradise. 500 meters here and there. We have corporation schools where there are no good teachers, where there are no labs. Isn't it our job to take care of them?
It is.
So idea started with that. Our students started going out, teaching them, bringing them to the lab. Then we realized our teachers koi training chahiye. Chalo de dete hain. Then we put up it to the government of Maharashtra. Then they said, okay, you take. And our training is very, very intensive. You start at 9:30 in the morning, you don't know what it will go up night. Because we provide hostel, we provide food, everything, we don't charge a single paisa. Only the thing that they should be able to, because this is called training train the trainers. They should go back and spread the message.
Obviously.
We do that. We have a special, I forgot to mention, we have a separate department called Students Activity Center.
Achha. So whatever workshops that IISER conducts for students is conducted by them?
Conducts for the student, teachers, college teachers, we do everything.
Right. And
because this is something we thought we should give back to the society.
Yes, absolutely. And I personally have benefited from these workshops, right? Because a few techniques here and there, you get practiced with the micropipette, you get practiced with how the PCR
We are
runs.
running now one basic course in molecular biology.
Yes.
We run the course in microbiology.
Yes.
We run the courses in statistical methods in biology. It's running nicely. There is no problem.
So if I had to summarize IISER, it integrates education. It doesn't create those barriers between the different sciences. It helps with the society as well.
One that is called interdisciplinary.
Interdisciplinary.
We take the holistic approach to the education.
Yes. I think you also take a holistic approach to society in general as well.
Yeah, that is true.
Right.
Because we don't want good ones. We want good citizens.
So IISER in general is very holistic.
Yeah. And
Before we finish, I just want you to look into the camera and say like, share and subscribe to Adaptiv.
like, share and subscribe to Adaptiv.
Thank you, sir.